Prime Minister Chief Dr. Joseph John Gutte chaired the fifth session of the follow-up committee meeting of recommendations made during the major national dialogue in 2019 in a bid to revive the economy and address the ongoing separatist crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. The meeting, held in Buea on Friday, 11 August 2023, focused on finding strategies to revitalize the affected region's economy and reviewing progress on other recommendations made. Participants at the meeting included managers, directors, and investors who gathered to brainstorm ideas and find a way forward.
The point I want to bring out is that, like I mentioned again, dialogue is not an event, it is a process. When you start dialoguing, you don't just dialogue and go. The dialogue must be ongoing. And that is why, as religious leaders, we think that nobody should shy away from dialogue, no matter who mediates it or no matter who initiates it. We must continue dialoguing at home and abroad to make sure.
I think it's time for us to come back and put our efforts together so that we can move on. The message is gone, and please let us remain on the same spot, doing the same thing, killing ourselves, and nothing is happening. Whereas other areas are developing. The educational sector has to come back, the economy was boom.
As to achievements of the resolutions which we arrived at during the major national dialogue. We saw from the reports that were presented that a lot has been achieved, but a lot more still needs to be done. If we should be truthful to ourselves.
Our capacity to be more performant, in the sense that if we look at the recent past, we have had situations where when we succeed to get our workers to get back to the plantations, when they work during the day, they come back to their residential areas in the night, they are attacked. With the presence of such installations, I think it is going to be an enhancement to the security of our workers.
We're in a post-crisis situation, and the post-crisis situation will require a monitoring and evaluation approach. That is what the PM is doing as a messenger of the head of state. And we are grateful to the head of state, thankful to him that he chose a perfect messenger like the Prime Minister, head of government, Joseph John Gutte. He has carried the message so well, he has articulated so well, he has connected so well, and I think he is the right man, the peacetime Prime Minister, one that manages.
We are taking it quite professionally. And I think on our own, we are preparing the ground because the technical document was established in collaboration with us, the beneficiary, and the experts of the Ministry of Finance, under which the CTR operates. So we are actually in harmony with what we have to do going forward. So we need the financing and then continue to work together as a model established as a technical template.
We work with the unions, and we have realized the infiltration of the unions by people who have come into Buea. Make no mistake, we don't say that we don't want people to come, but it should be done in an orderly manner. The union should identify those who are coming to work in Buea and then inform us, because information...
Notable personalities present included traditional authorities, religious leaders, political figures, and government ministers. During the session, the Minister of Decentralization, George Elanga Obam, highlighted some of the achievements of the special status, which was one of the recommendations from the national dialogue. The minister delegate to the Minister of External Relations, Bayo Felix, also presented the accomplishment made in the northwest and southwest regions. One notable accomplishment mentioned during the meeting was the government's employment of over 6,000 youth, in line with one of the recommendations made during the national dialogue. This initiative aims to provide employment opportunities for youth and help alleviate some of the economic challenges faced by the regions affected by the separatist crisis.
Implement the decisions of the major national dialogue. This particular meeting of today has been focused essentially on the economic recovery of the Northwest and Southwest regions. We had speakers from across the board from those two regions, economic operators, big businesses, small businesses, development agencies, and the conclusion which we arrive at is that a lot of water has gone under the bridge. In other words, a lot has been done. Economic recovery is afoot, is going on. However, we are not yet there. There's still a lot of work to be done. And the participants of the meeting have made a number of very pertinent proposals which we shall factor in our notes and we shall present to the highest authority of the land, the President of the Republic, President Buea, who we are certain is going to take the necessary measures to make sure that those proposals are put in place and that the recovery of the two regions becomes effective.
Overall, the session proved fruitful in addressing the economic concern and following up on the recommendations made during the major national dialogue. The government remains committed to finding sustainable solutions to the crisis and working towards the restoration of peace and prosperity in the affected regions.
RBT, changing the world.